As he spoke, a servant opened one of the 4 doors of the apartment, saying, "El suo comodo." The 2 young men arose and entered the breakfast room. During the meal, which was excellent and admirably served, Franz looked repeatedly at Albert, in order to observe the impressions which he doubted not had been made on him by the words of their entertainer. But whether, with his usual carelessness, he had paid but little attention to him, whether the explanation of the Count of Monte Cristo with regard to dueling had satisfied him, or whether the events which Franz knew of had had their effect on him alone, he remarked that his companion did not pay the least regard to them, but on the contrary ate like a man who for the last 4 or 5 months had been condemned to partake of Italian cookery, that is, the worst in the world. As for the Count, he just touched the dishes. He seemed to fulfill the duties of a host by sitting down with his guests, and awaited their departure to be served with some strange or more delicate food. This brought back to Franz, in spite of himself, the recollection of the terror with which the Count had inspired the Countess G, and her firm conviction that the man in the opposite box was a vampire. At the end of breakfast, Franz took out his watch. "Well," said the Count, "what are you doing?" "You must excuse us, Count," returned Franz, "but we still have much to do." "What may that be?" "We have no masks, and it is absolutely necessary to procure them." "Do not concern yourself about that. We have, I think, a private room in the Piazza del Popolo. I will have whatever costumes you choose brought to us, and you can dress there." "After the execution," cried Franz. "Before or after, whichever you please. Opposite the scaffold. The scaffold forms part of the fête." I did not anticipate the book The Count of Monte Cristo, written by Alexandre Dumas, to personally offend me. I kind of figured we might dive into some delicate territory now and then. We have some dark thematic places, but a personal offense shot across my bow with this line, speaking about Albert and how he ate like a man who for the last 4 or 5 months had been condemned to partake of Italian cookery that is the worst in the world. How dare you, Dumas? How dare you? How dare you? I think you mean the best in the world, maybe? Is that what you're trying to say? The best food that's ever existed? You got your carbs, you got your dairy, you got your vegetables with your garlic, your basil, your tomatoes, onions. Throw an eggplant in there. Shake that up with some bread. Get yourself a nice crispy little eggplant parmesan. You got your spaghetti. You've got your ravioli. You can stuff that with mushrooms. You can stuff that with spinach and cheese. Fresh from the farmlands that surround the beautiful Mediterranean country that is Italy. If you're into fish, you got tons of fishing around there. If you're into meat, tons of pasture lands to raise your cattle, to raise your sheep. You got your shells. You got your ziti. You got your tortellini. You got your rotini, rotelli, rigatoni, ravioli, penne, orzo, manicotti, fettuccine, fusilli, angel hair, egg noodles, lasagna noodles, linguine, macaroni, gemelli, cavatappi, radiatori, gnocchi, of course, bucatini, bow ties, paccheri, lumaconi, ditalini, and with those you can make an infinite amount of pasta dishes, man. Chicken Vesuvio, penne arrabbiata, porchetta. I feel bad, Alexander Dumas has never had a grandma make grandma's lasagna. Braccioli, a skirt steak saltimbocca, infinite varieties of gnocchi. What about like a zucchini risotto with shrimp with chicken scapariello? Have you never had a pasta incasciata? You get Italian baked rices, you can have those with clams, fresh baked bread with olive oil and balsamic vinegar, Florentine butter chicken, annuleti del plin, pork chop Milanese, an osso buco with wine, one of my favorites, ricotta and parmesan nudi, partly because I just like saying nudi, pasta with bolognese meat sauce, cioppino for the seafood lovers out there. You get Italian wedding risotto. You get some of grandma's meatballs in there as well. Oh my god. Bruschetta, veal piccata. I haven't even started, folks, on the pizzas. A soppressata pizza with Calabrian chilies and hot honey? Are you kidding me? My current favorite, pasta chiawe pepe. It's buttery, it's cheesy. Ooh, it's so good. And then, of course, you've got your biscotti. You've got your gelato. You got your zeppole. Dare I even have to mention the cannolis? Panna cotta. Tiramisu. Come on, folks. Panettone. Casadas. Zeppoles. A nice ricotta cheesecake. Croissadas. I'm going all over the place now. Back and forth from dessert to dinner again. And the drinks. You can get a classic Negroni, an Italian mule, an Italian bird, an Italian paloma, the gentle Italian, the Godfather. You ever had a Godfather? Try asking for a Godfather next time you go. If you're a whiskey drinker, ask for the Godfather next time you go to the bar. Did I even mention Alfredos and all the different types of sauces you can make? I mean, get ready for the next hour of content here. So with simple marinara, we start with marinara. There's also Alfredo. We can go into an arrabbiata sauce, and there's also... The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.